other Tai Chi teachers use the term forms for those individual postures within, like the white crane
Gotcha.
spreads its wings.
Yeah.
But I don't use the term forms for those because it's too misleading.
Right.
With what I consider forms to be, which is the big overall.
Yeah, that's what that was my understanding of them too. It's just like you have a form; it's one big thing instead of the 30 some odd motions that make up that form. Because some forms are just an assortment, a collection of the different moves within a certain rank or whatever, and then some are like a fight scene, like it tells almost like a story from point A to point B. And it just kind of, for me, it depends on which martial art I have that. I have a mixture of both because I'm a mixed martial artist.
Let me ask you something. When you do, you have several forms there.
Yes. Yeah. We have 13 forms.
When you do a form, you do it by yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a solo form.
Yes. There are some forms that can be done with two people, but I'm still exploring. So
those are two-person forms you're talking about.
For most of it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I do my Tai Chi form, and out of the many that I've learned, I've chosen the one that I learned from this 90-year-old teacher in China. But I also do Liu Hao Ba Fa Chuan, and that is another internal martial art form. And I learned from my teacher in China. He taught me because he wasn't a Tai Chi master. He was a master of martial art. And what he was a lineage holder in and a master, and in China he was considered, he had a title, I slipped my mind, but it's held by the Chinese government, the communist government, very special people in arts. And he was because he was the lineage holder of Tang Pai. This is a Tang system.
Yeah.
And the Tang system goes back to the first Tang emperor's third son, Tang Li. And that's 1,200 years, 900 years, something. It's a long time ago. And those little kids I told you about in the street, they know Tang Li like we would know Bruce Lee.
Okay.
I mean, it's like he was around with my grandfather or something. He was around hundreds of years ago. But to them, the martial art is present with them all the time. Oh God, I can't explain. So where were we? So, okay, the forms. So when he says here, it's defined by its principles, not its forms. Not those individual postures, not those individual techniques. When I do my form, I do it with an invisible partner. I'm never alone. So I do a solo. It looks solo because I'm doing it by myself, but I'm doing it with someone. And my job with a form, once you learn that basic rote choreography of a form, then you have to start to do other things. And one other thing that you have to do, very important, is to start to know enough about function or the martial purpose. Fundamentals is the how. The how. How do you do this form? And what forms that you do, there's special things you do how. And you don't do the how like that in other forms. And then there are the techniques. And the techniques are the function. And the function can change, and you can do the same thing, and you can do a different hold or a different punch or a different something, but you're doing the same basic form or posture. And so the more that you know about that, the more you know about the martial, the more that you are actually dealing with an entity. I call it the I.O., the invisible opponent, because you have an invisible person that's doing something to you that makes you go here, huh? Right. Or he does something that makes you go here. So you got to know, why am I doing these movements? Otherwise, I'm just jerking my hands around.
Right.
Huh? I mean, you could be doing all kinds of shit with that, right?
Yeah, right.
All right? I mean, who knows what you're doing? But when you know what you're doing, and someone else has an idea of what you're doing, I never see people. I can watch people do a form, and I say, no, that they're at this level.
Right.
Now say we'll fall in love tomorrow on a city block